Hi, this is my ToK essay breakdown series for November 2024. In these videos, I'll be unpacking the key ideas from the title, as well as looking at the question through the lens of two areas of knowledge. For a much more detailed analysis, examples, and ideas for how to approach this title using the different AOKs and other ToK concepts, check out the full written guide link in the description. Okay, so in this video, we'll be looking at Title 3, which is how might it benefit an area of knowledge to sever ties with its past? So let's start with some key terms. I've picked out two here, the first one being benefit, which I have defined as improving the methods, insights, or application of knowledge in an AOK. Also, very important for this title is the phrase to sever ties with its past, sever ties with an AOK's past, that is. And we can define this as to discontinue or break away from historical methods, theories, conceptual frameworks, etc., which have previously defined an area of knowledge. Okay, some points to consider or themes you might wish to look at when answering this question. First of all, do note that this title isn't just about AOKs adopting new ideas or approaches, but rather actively rejecting or replacing past ones. So, when talking about the benefits of severing ties with the past in the AOKs, you will, of course, mention these new ideas and approaches, but also make sure that you highlight what has been rejected or replaced. A theme you can touch on is ethical considerations. So, how does reassessing the ethical foundations of a particular field potentially lead to a more responsible and conscientious approach to the development of knowledge? And also, do you think about the overall societal impact of severing ties with an AOK's past? Um, so you can think about how this might affect the public perception of a field, as well as the practical applications of knowledge from that field in everyday life. Okay, moving on to the AOKs. The first one we'll look at is the human sciences. And we can begin by considering what it means for the human sciences to sever ties with its past. This could mean discarding past research and frameworks, as well as overcoming biases. The first benefit we can look at is discarding redundant theories, because one of the key benefits of distancing the human sciences from its past is the opportunity to shed kind of obsolete theories and models which have become redundant in light of new findings and advancements. An example we can use here is Freudian psychology, which for many years was kind of the dominant framework for understanding human behavior. However, there is a significant lack of scientific evidence to support many of Freud's ideas about the human psyche. As such, it has largely been replaced by cognitive psychology and neuroscience. Okay, and another benefit we can talk about is addressing biases. So, severing ties with research practices which were based on kind of historical biases and ideologies can lead to a more ethical and inclusive approach to studying human behavior and societies. So, for instance, critically re-evaluating the traditional approaches which were taken in anthropology, which involved the study of the kind of exotic other, which basically meant anyone who wasn't a white European or American. And yeah, this kind of previous perspective not only skewed the field's objectivity, but also played a role in justifying and perpetuating the dominance and control of whichever group or society was being studied. For the second AOK, we'll look at the arts, again, beginning by considering what it means for the arts to sever ties with its past. And in the context of this AOK, this might mean deliberately moving away from traditional artistic forms, mediums, techniques, as well as the ideologies that might have underpinned them. First benefit we can talk about is encouraging innovation and creativity, because by breaking away from established styles and techniques and norms, artists can create space for new ideas and more experimental approaches, which could lead to the development of entirely new genres and movements. So an example we can use here is atonal music, so basically music which doesn't have a central key. And this form really defied the traditional notions of harmony and melody, which were very dominant in Western music up to that point. And yeah, so it was very groundbreaking when it first emerged in the 20th century, and it inspired a lot of experimentation with sound. A second benefit we can talk about is diversifying artistic expression in terms of the range of voices which are heard within the arts. Because historically, in a Western context at least, traditional norms in the arts have often marginalized voices based on kind of race and gender. And by moving away from these traditions, the arts can embrace a wider diversity of artists and expressions, which gives a more well-rounded view of the human experience. So, for example, the feminist art movements of the 1960s and 70s challenged the then male dominated art world and introduced new themes or narratives into the mainstream. Okay, well, those were just some previews of that was just a preview of some ideas for that particular title. I hope you found it useful. If you did, leave a like. And for essay guides and personal feedback, feel free to check out my website, toklifeline.com. Many thanks for watching.